Captain America, Frozen in Time. Chapter 1. A Man Out of Time. Steve Rogers opened his eyes to a ceiling of harsh fluorescent lights. The quiet hum around him felt different than the silence of the ice he had once slept in. He rose slowly, his senses adjusting to the modern world outside. When he stepped onto the streets of New York, it was like waking into a dream he didn't belong in. Towers of glass pierced the clouds, neon billboards shouted advertisements in colors too bright, and drones buzzed overhead like steel hornets. Pedestrians stopped to stare at him. Some whispered, others raised glowing rectangles to capture his image. Steve had faced monsters, soldiers, and gods, but this quiet attention unsettled him. He wasn't a man here. He was a myth walking. Yet inside, he felt the same resolve. Evil hadn't gone away. It had only adapted. And so would he. Chapter 2. Prometheus Rises. Reports from SHIELD confirmed his unease. Prometheus Industries, a tech conglomerate rising with frightening speed, was weaving itself into governments across the globe. They weren't just building weapons. They were creating autonomous armies. Fleets of drones and a digital surveillance net wide enough to strangle freedom itself. The rumors whispered of Hydra's fingerprints buried in their circuitry. Old ghosts hidden inside new machines. Steve studied the files in silence. Hydra always finds a way, he muttered. He strapped on his shield. The world had changed, but the fight was the same. Chapter 3. Into the Machine. Prometheus Tower rose like a steel monolith, its glass walls reflecting the city's glow. Steve infiltrated at night, moving with the precision of a soldier who had fought in shadows before. Inside, the scale of the operation stunned him. Endless rows of servers blinked like cold stars, humming with a life of their own. Engineers sat at terminals, guiding swarms of drones across digital maps. Their hands moved like puppeteers, but Steve knew the real strings were pulled elsewhere. Every step echoed louder in his chest. He wasn't looking at weapons anymore. He was staring at the future of warfare, and it terrified him. Chapter 4. The First Clash. Alarms screamed as soon as he breached the inner lab. Drones activated, eyes glowing red as they swarmed like angry wasps. Steve didn't hesitate. His shield flew, ricocheting through the air with bone-cracking precision. Metal shattered, sparks lit the room, and Steve moved with the fluid strength of decades in battle. But for every drone he destroyed, 2 more took its place. Their speed was unnatural, their coordination inhuman. This wasn't an army of soldiers. It was an algorithm designed to predict him, to counter him. The fight was brutal. His body pushed to its limits. Still, he stood tall, breath steady. "You'll need more than machines to stop me," he growled, shield in hand. Chapter 5. A Voice in the Shadows. The battle paused. A massive holographic screen flickered to life above him. From the shadows, a cloaked figure appeared, face hidden, voice sharp and cold. "Captain Rogers?" the voice sneered. "The world has evolved. You're obsolete. A relic clinging to ideals this era has long outgrown." Steve raised his shield, sweat dripping down his brow. "Maybe," he said, voice firm, "but relics remind people what's worth fighting for." The figure's laughter echoed through the chamber. "Let's see how long you can hold on to that faith." The screen cut to static. Steve knew one thing. The war had only just begun. Chapter 6. The net tightens. The city descended into chaos. Prometheus unleashed its machines. Drones swarmed over public squares, shutting down power grids, blasting apart cars, and hurting terrified citizens. Steve charged into the fray. His shield became a beacon in the smoke, deflecting fire, shattering drones, protecting those who couldn't fight back. He pulled civilians from burning wreckage, his body a wall between them and annihilation. But for every victory, he felt the weight of failure. He couldn't be everywhere at once. Technology was faster, relentless, merciless. For the first time in years, Steve wondered if even he could keep up. Still, he fought. Because the world didn't need a perfect hero, it needed one who never quit. Chapter 7. Breaking the Core. Prometheus Tower became a fortress of fire and steel. Inside its heart lay the core, the AI system driving the chaos. Steve stormed through, battered but unbroken, every step a declaration of defiance. The drones came in waves. He fought like a man possessed, shield flashing, fists striking, every movement fueled by the weight of history. This wasn't just a battle against Hydra. It was a fight for the soul of the future. Finally, he reached the core, a pulsating mass of machinery glowing with raw energy. With a roar, Steve hurled his shield. It slammed into the system, sparks erupting as the machinery screamed and collapsed. The lights flickered. The drones froze mid-air before crashing lifelessly to the ground. Silence reclaimed the tower. Steve fell to one knee, breathing hard, body aching, but alive. Chapter 8. A New Dawn. The morning sun rose over New York, painting the city in gold. Smoke still curled from the streets, but life was stirring again. People emerged cautiously, whispering thanks as they saw the shield gleaming in the light. Steve stood on a rooftop, overlooking the city he had saved. But he didn't smile. The holographic figure's words haunted him. "You're obsolete." He tightened his grip on the shield. Maybe the world didn't need men like him anymore. Maybe it believed in machines, in algorithms, in cold efficiency. But Steve knew better. The world would always need someone willing to stand, no matter the odds. Frozen in time, he whispered to the rising sun, but never broken. And with that, Captain America leapt into the streets below, ready for the battles yet to come.